think we know to not know shit. I know a lot. What I know is we've been lied to and watching life in the ocean, in the air, on the ground, and then looking at us being the conscious thinking.
I've always been drawn to the magic of the ocean. It feels like time slows down. Most people stare up into space with wonder. Yet we have this almost alien world on our own planet, just teeming with life. But it's a world most people never explore.
Richard Devers is documenting the ocean's reefs the same way Google maps out streets.
Snapping a 360-degree picture every 3 seconds.
This is the 21st country that we've done as part of a global survey of coral reefs.
Hidden below the surface of the world's oceans, spectacular gardens of coral. Reefs are where much of the seafood we eat begins life.
Reefs are a source of food and income for over 500 million people.
It's really about trying to communicate the science as much as doing the science itself. To take people on a journey.
An incredible journey under the sea, which could be the closest many of us come to seeing an exotic underwater site.
Giving anyone with internet access the chance to go on a virtual dive at many of the survey sites.
That's stupid when people do that.
There used to be an ad man.
Why keep going one side?
I spent 10 years in advertising, working in some of the top London agencies. Over time, you realise you're having these conversations about toilet rolls, and it's heated debate, and it's about selling 4-ply toilet tissue rather than 3-ply. And you go, I'm sure there's something better I can be doing with my life. I've been diving since the age of 16. I used to go looking for these weedy sea dragons, which are these incredible animals. It's like a seahorse, but it's a dragon about a foot long that most people don't even know exists. But then one year they were all disappearing from all my favourite sites. You know, this was one of my favourite creatures in the world. And you go, well, if it's happening to one of my favourite creatures, what else is it happening to? And that's when I realised one of the biggest issues with the ocean is it is completely out of sight and out of mind. And that essentially is an advertising issue. You know, when you look at our planet, it's unique in the known universe because we've got an ocean that is the source of life, and it controls everything. It controls the weather, it controls the climate, it controls the oxygen we breathe. Without a healthy ocean, we do not have a healthy planet. How do you communicate these issues? The project was called the Excel Captain Seaview Survey. What we wanted to do was reveal the oceans to the world. People were engaging with the imagery, they were going for virtual dives, but they weren't understanding there's a problem. So we had to really go back to the drawing board, and I think that was a shocking realisation. We're only at the start of the journey.
Okay, this one is going to be behind in the back readings.
So what year was this?
This is 1975.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
This whole area back here was just thick with Acropora
Right.
palmata. Okay? It's the Elford coral.
And how much is it left?
0.01%. Something like that. You'll see.
Yeah.
We'll go out and see. So you want to know what we're looking at? This flat, this is all dead reef flat. This is all dead Elkhorn coral. You can see all the skeletons in place, but there's nothing alive. So this is what the reef looked like in 1971. This is all covered with living corals. This is very typical, very, very typical of the Florida Keys. And 50 years ago, that wasn't the case. 30 years ago, that wasn't the case. All of it gone.
Phil told me that we've lost 80 to 90% of corals in Florida. I had no idea that these issues were so advanced.
Morning, I'm Richard. Very nice to meet you. And thanks so much for coming down.
So all of the stuff that I'm showing you here is from 1976. This is Discovery Bay, Jamaica.
Yep.
And that's what it looked like then. And this is what it looks like now.
About who's destroying
This survey sat
the planet.
unanalyzed. It's little bits and pieces,
It's man.
but not the
Man
whole
is destroying the
story.
fucking planet.
His imagery was
Mostly
designed for
that
scientific
Caucasian man.
purpose. It doesn't capture you instantly without explanation.
This is what we have lost. This is the way it was. I started my career in love with a place, and those places have diminished. To see that lost
They have
is
died, man. Don't
very
say diminish.
devastating.
Diminish is the undercut
A lot
word.
of scientists I've met have got really depressed about this issue. Whereas I've had the experience to do 10 years in advertising, where you believe any problem can be solved in a ridiculously short period of time. You just got to do a bit of creative thinking.
Thank you.
And the classrooms over here, all of those screens go up. So we'll go in.
Y'all people don't understand, overstand, understand what the truth is. Everybody's too busy trying to get over on each other.
Wow, is it cool?
To not understand, overstand, understand, to get that we was created to get along with each other and help each other out, not kill each other, fight each other, all because of the people at the top polluting our air, our water, our earth, and our food.
Are they the same animal?
They are.
But I know they're identical animals, but are they the same?
They are.
So they are one animal.
Yeah. It's one animal.
Okay, but they're not considered. I thought polyp was an animal, not a coral was an animal with lots of polyps. Does that make sense?
A coral is an animal with lots of polyps.
But a polyp isn't an animal.
Well, it's part of the animal.
Right. Because this is no one's ever explained what a coral is.
Yes. You're amazed at why did you not know that?
One is why didn't I know that?
You didn't know that.
And it's
Because ones that didn't want you to know that they are killing it off for you not to know that. Because they don't want you to live there and know that they are killing off all these things that
Because I can't believe
for the eye not to see.
Structures are just sort of created by these simple organisms, or seemingly simple organisms. I have the utmost respect for corals because I think they've got us all. Simplicity on the outside doesn't mean simplicity on the inside. We think we're really evolved because we're highly complex beings. We can do lots of things. We have opposing fronts. But corals, they've decided, forget the external complexity. Let's just be really sophisticated in a quiet way. A coral individual is really made up of thousands of small structures called polyps. Each polyp is a circular mouth surrounded by tentacles, and they can combine to be millions of them across a single animal. They have inside their tissues small plants, these microalgae, 1 million per centimeter squared. The plants that live inside them photosynthesize, and the animal uses that for their food. They essentially have food factories living inside of themselves. So as the animal grows, what you see is the animal is growing over the skeleton and depositing the skeleton underneath it.
Yeah, I never heard no shit like
they
that before.
photosynthesize during the day. At night, the plants really essentially sleep and the animal comes active. They expand their polyps. The tentacles come out. And now anything that swims by is caught by these stinging cells that are on the tips of the tentacles. There are many different species of corals, and the different species of corals are different shapes. Some are very boring to look at. They look like big rocks on the bottom. Some are incredibly beautiful to look at. They have huge, huge branching patterns or massive plates. Some of them look like petals of a flower. These are foundation species. They have all these other organisms that depend on them. They are the reason we have reefs. A consortium of organisms that cooperate together that now manifests in this massive structure that can be seen from space.
There's a famous reef in American Samoa called Airport Reef. We heard that there was an area where the corals were turning white. Because we'd been there previously to do a survey, we wanted to go back and take the same images again.
This type of research, I say it do.
I was truly shocked by what
Matter.
I saw. The
And it
reef was
should be
white as
researched.
far as the eye could
But as
see.
far as the rest of that bullshit,
To be honest, I didn't have the knowledge to know
what
how to
type
process
of
it.
benefits a pickle have?
Was this it?
$36
Was it a
million,
lot?
that's what our government spent money on? Bullshit, they got people dying of hunger.
This is Airport Reef. Before, so this is in December. And that's it now.
When Richard saw that white coral, it was a turning point for him. I think I admitted to him that I thought this was far more deadly than some of the other things that are facing these. And so what we've seen since the early 1980s when this first occurs, we've actually lost an enormous amount of coral just due to this phenomenon alone. I think that was the first time that he saw the enormity of the issue, that this was a threat across the planet to coral reefs, which would happen very quickly and cause a lot of damage. Back in the 80s, we started looking at this weird phenomenon. Large sections of reefs were turning white, literally over a couple of weeks. And no one really knew why this was. As we did more and more experiments, it turned out...
All you gotta do is land on two, man. You land on two, you can make $100,000 off this game.
The experiment that would cause corals to go white was to raise the temperature by 2 degrees Celsius.
Just land on the number 2, and that'll tie it up.
By the end of my PhD, we were putting cautious
Don't worry about me.
literature
I ain't
saying,
gonna worry about going to no school.
maybe this is global warming, and this is one of the early impacts on reefs. We look at climate change as if it's an issue in the air. And you go 1 or 2 degrees Celsius, does that really matter? But when you talk about the ocean, it's like your body temperature changing. And imagine your body temperature rises 1 degree centigrade or 2 degrees centigrade. Over a period of time, that would be fatal. And that's the seriousness of the issue when you look at it in terms of the ocean.
Coral bleaching itself is a stress response, much like a fever in humans is a stress response. If the temperature spikes just a little bit above their normal range,
You gotta get a fire.
corals will start to bleach. The small plants that live inside their tissues, their ability to photosynthesize and feed the animal host is impaired.
I'm gonna let you with this one.
The animal essentially senses that I've got something inside of me that is not doing what I expect it to do, and as happens with us, when we get a bacteria, we try to get rid of it as quickly as possible. That's exactly what these animals do. They try to get rid of those plants that are no longer functional and leave behind the transparent naked tissue. They've lost the very most important food source that they have, so it's starting to starve.
When the coral bleaches,
You win this one.
the flesh becomes clear.
Oh,
and
yeah,
what
we
you
don't make money
see
off this
is
one,
its
dog.
skeleton underneath. So the bright whites that you see in the pictures is just the skeletons everywhere.
If it's a very clean white look about the coral, it will still be alive. It's not allowing anything else to grow on it. It will generally not grow. It will generally not reproduce. It is likely to die.
Damn. All because it can't
You'll
bite.
see these fuzzy microalgae. The whole surface suddenly become much, much fuzzier to look at. That's an indication that that coral has died.
Wow.
Coral bleaching is very difficult to communicate. You see a picture of a beautiful white reef. Is that a good or a bad thing? So we need to communicate it in a different way.
It's a bad thing. You know, we do communicate in a different way. Communicate in a fucking straight way. Tell the fucking truth.
I was flying on a plane and I watched...
Fuck, that's what the fuck going on right now. Everybody beating around the motherfucking truth.
And it suddenly dawned on me that we had...
That's why you're on this channel here. The truth is the truth. Period. Fuck all the
Pretty much
bullshit.
as soon as I got off that plane,
We the bullshit.
Richard sent me an email completely out of the blue, and he attached 2 photographs, one of a healthy coral reef and one of a dead coral reef. And when I saw those photos, the light bulb immediately went on. It's like, if you can document that change, you can reveal this to the public in a powerful way. So we knew from the start that there was something that we wanted to get involved with. We started talking pretty early on about what a time-lapse camera could look like, but we were missing this one piece. We needed a wiper system or something that would keep the glass clean.
When Richard and the team wanted to do underwater time-lapse, they approached us to design something.
So this one is a little dirty.
we designed a magnetic arm that pulls a windshield wiper around this glass dome and keeps it clean for long periods of time.
When we first met them, the deadline seemed just absurd. Nobody's done anything even close to this. We had all of the issues associated with just dealing with the time-lapse, the camera, but we also had just so many unknowns.
When you have a camera system that you need to be submerged in salt water for months on end, that is subject to huge storms and hurricanes, that depth with all the tremendous pressure of billions for months on end, that is subject to huge storms and hurricanes, that depth with all the tremendous pressure of billions of gallons of water pressing down, that is very, very difficult to do.
If you're tethered to a beagle-board, a Raspberry Pi, and SSH in, I need at least 12 volts, probably get away with a lot.
Well, then we could use a 12 to 5 for the beagle.
SSH 300 milliamps,
Okay.
12 minutes a day.
7.21 hours.
7.21 hours, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I think this is going to be pretty easy.
They're 3D printing parts, they're building custom circuit boards, they're building custom wireless hotspots. It is really, really complicated.
A person in boat wirelessly connects to a computer in a case which is hardwired to an umbilical cable that goes down to a router inside an underwater housing that communicates wirelessly to the camera. When you're done, you just unplug it.
This is by far the most complicated thing I've seen built by view into the blue. At the time, Jeff and Richard had no idea that I was a coral nerd. Secretly, I'd been sitting in my office really stoked that I was even in the same room as this project about coral was going on, and we were helping support it because I wanted more than anything to do something for the coral. These are Lobophilia. The chalices are either Octopora or Planophilia, Montastria, Phytes, Favia, Platygyra. I got involved in the aquarium industry at a pretty young age. Growing up in the mountains and in Colorado actually made my obsession with the ocean a little bit worse. See on this one, there's like a lot of life, and there's a lot of like death here. So this is just skeleton. That could very well be because they got too close to the Euphilia, perhaps, and they fought with each other. And this one stung that one to death right there.
He just loves coral. Even to the point where he has coral reef tanks at his house with no fish in them. And nobody has coral reef tanks with no fish in them.
The beauty of coral, or why I enjoy coral more than fish, is because if a coral dies, it's your fault. As long as you don't mess up and like crash your tank or kill that coral, then they're all going to continue living. They're just perpetual machines. They don't really have a life expectancy, more or less. They just kind of continue to go on as long as their environment allows them to.
They love living.
That's the same with like jellyfish too. Jellyfish technically live forever, but they just get eaten by so many things that doesn't happen. The most interesting thing in nature is symbiosis. Two separate organisms that have adapted to each other and are now benefiting each other. They're working together.
And we are conscious thinking fucking humans living here consciously all to fucking together. And we can't get the fuck along. We got two motherfucking hands to put shit together. Why you think we have two hands, people? Because two hands are better than one. When the divine creator love unconditionally is the creativity in us to get any type of thing done. Simply because we are not supposed to be working a job. That's man-made up fucking words for us to be doing. We supposed to be getting along with each other, helping each other out. You're gonna have situations. But we have more situations than we have love in any nation. When we got greedy motherfucking people really thinking about the fucking dollar. This is beautiful. This is all by the creator, by design, baby. This is beautiful.
Is the colour change fairly uniform, or does it do this?
But the phosphorus could go overnight,
It's
right?
never been shot in the wild before. That's what's so thrilling to me about what's going on here, is that it is going to be the first time that we'll actually be able to ask that question.
Yeah.
But the phosphorus could go overnight, couldn't it?
Yeah, actually, a lot of the phosphorus have already gone.
So they're just completely white. But the multiporas are the important reef-building corals.
Multipora and Borates crassifera are the two, and lutea, that big one that's in the so they can be down a half centimetre.
Do the fertilized gametes carry those delicate
In Hawaii, we have a very high proportion of the coral species that.
We knew this was going to be incredibly hard, predicting where to put a camera down. And we thought, well, we just need to do this wherever the bleaching is happening.
Good morning, Mark.
It's getting a little depressing.
Yes, I read your email, which was, about the El Nino starting earlier this year.
Mark Aiken provided us with the tools to be able to understand where we should be going.
I work for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. We use satellites to look at the sea surface temperatures that cause coral bleaching. The one thing the temperatures have shown us, with no question, is the oceans have been warming. Temperatures in the ocean go through normal cycles. If the temperature were staying constant, then all those ups and downs would be around that average temperature. But now we've reached the point that we've changed that average. Your warm temperatures keep getting warmer and warmer and warmer. The first widespread bleaching event occurred in the early 1980s. 97, 98, this was the first global scale mass bleaching. A lot of corals bleached, a lot of corals died. 2010, only 12 years later, we saw the second global scale mass bleaching. Now, only 5 years later, we've got the potential of the third global scale mass bleaching event.
Basically, at this point, about 2/3 of the northwestern Hawaiian Islands are seeing a level of warming where you're usually seeing bleaching.
I'm zooming in on Hawaii, and you can see here it's 4.7 degrees hotter than it should be at this time of year. And you look at some of the other hotspots around the world, it's 11.3 degrees, 5 degrees hotter, 8.2 degrees hotter than it normally would be. There's this big heat wave that's travelling around the planet, and it's killing corals wherever it's going. This is a small window of opportunity that we've got right now to be able to capture this bleaching event and communicate it in a massive way.
Normally we would have done extensive field testing with these cameras, given how complicated they were, but they just needed to be put in the water.
Well, we have a lot of bags. I'm not sure how happy the airport people are going to be.
101.
See, that's what we're up to right now. We're whittling plastic away from the underwater solar panel. Otherwise, we can't take it on the plane.
So based on the data that we got from NOAA, we decided to put cameras down in Hawaii, Bermuda, and the Bahamas.
We'll go down, we'll scout, we'll find a bunch of spots, we'll mark the GPS coordinates right around that point.
This was completely different from any other scuba diving I've done, and any other scuba diving that one would normally do. This was construction underwater.
you're working in an environment that humans weren't built for, you also can't communicate with your team other than through sign language, and we are not good at it.
So the camera gets mounted flush to this display, and we can adjust the height of this, and we can adjust the angle of this.
You're in zero gravity, so if you're trying to get leverage to put something into the ground, you don't have that. You're floating, you're buoyant.
That's a weather alert.
I hear crackling sound.
Yeah.
I hope that's not lightning. Do you hear that?
Yes, I'm hearing it in my microphone.
I think you should probably turn the cameras off. I don't know.
Can we put the metal thing down?
I kind of don't want to touch it.
Because of this vacuum-sealed glass dome, we couldn't actually change any of the settings inside on the cameras. So they attached this wire going to a box on the boat on the surface.
You have a cable attached to a stationary device underwater, and it's plugged into a very delicate piece of equipment.
Boom, we're in. Now let's see if this is going to behave.
And you can sit there on the boat with a tablet, and you can adjust the settings, and you can see what the camera is doing underwater.
Watch this cable. Can you move us a little closer? I'm getting nervous. Hold it.
The wind just took us. The stern anchor didn't hold. We just drifted.
Alright, so let's take a look. So basically you've got a few millimeters of water in there, probably splashed on the electric direction, probably near the 12-volt fuse, you're probably fine.
Here is what that's looking like at the moment. We've kind of tore her apart to access her and attempt to clean.
Jiminy Cricket, look at that mess. Okay. We're going to be just fine. I basically would like you to take 12 volts directly from the battery. Alright, let's give this one more try. Alright, here goes everything.
Do we have a new message?
No.
We're good.
We connected! That does look killer, look at that! That is brilliant, man. I have a file on my computer! Woo! Alright, we're done! What? We're done! We're done! Yeah!
Oh, I'm so happy right now.
This is awesome.
After that, there was nothing to do but wait.
As a kid growing up, I always had this sweet spot for taxonomy, which I don't really know how to put my finger on that. I always wanted to know what things were, and I wanted to know the scientific name. So I fell in love with catching all of these little critters and coming back and having a bunch of guides to help me figure out what they were. And so when I got into coral, there were only a handful of resources and one guy, this guy Charlie Barron. Every time I was looking something up, there he was.
They're about
340 species of coral on the Great Barrier Reef. There's one just over there that's about 6 meters high.
For all intents and purposes, he's the godfather of coral reef science. He's the first guy to really go down and start cataloging corals, and I wish I could be that guy, but I was born a little too late.
Here we have thousands upon thousands of species, all interacting together in a complex way. Corals, unlike any other form of life on Earth, except man, have the capacity to build their own environment, to create their own habitat.
Think of a city.
How did they out?
Corals are experts at creating high-rises.
When you think about it, your parents.
They're basically creating this incredible dimensionality, this three-dimensional framework. The more complex the structure, the more biodiversity can potentially live there. In a healthy coral reef system, the entire landscape is covered with coral. They're competing for space with one another. They grow over and under.
You look at the Great Barrier Reef, it's really the Manhattan of the ocean. This hugely diverse and complex city. And like in a city, the fish are living in very specific places.
It's a bit like a neighbourhood. You go back to a neighbourhood and you see the same people. The same fish is living in the same piece of coral week after week. They live there pretty much their entire life.
In the morning and the afternoon, you actually have traffic on the reef. You've got fish which have spent the night on the reef and then they go out to feed and all swim together. So they're busy places. When the sun starts coming up, you actually have a morning chorus, which is similar to what we get when you hear the birds waking up in the forest when the sun comes up. When you listen closely, you hear things purring. You hear the grunts and the groans of so many different animals. It's not a silent world at all. It's actually pretty noisy.
Each fish, each animal has its own job, does its own thing. There are fish that farm. They actually grow little plants or algae, and they'll go pick a piece of algae and plant it and look after that area. The crabs and lobsters and little shrimps that will do things like defend corals. There are strange partnerships, like moray eels, which will hunt with coral trout. Completely different fish, but they work together to hunt across the reef, and they share the meal. One of the things you notice is this sort of crunching noise, and this is the parrotfish. These are fish that have beaks, and they actually eat the coral, and they're crunching away at the coral. When that coral passes through the parrotfish, it comes out as sand. So in fact, every single beach, you're basically walking on parrotfish.
No.
Coral reefs are hugely important for the ocean because they're essentially the nursery. And they say something like 25% of all marine life relies on coral reefs.
We've got 500 million to 1 billion people that rely on coral reefs as their main source of food.
Without that protein, they're going to be malnourished. Their culture, their way of life, their economies are all reliant on healthy coral reefs. And many of the new drugs that are coming to help humans come from the sea. There's a drug called prostaglandin that comes from sea fans, and that fights cancer. There's another one called biostatin that comes from coral rhizomes, and it fights cancer too. There are so many things that we don't
Man, fuck all that. Eat the right motherfucking food, you won't have cancer.
Chemistries that we find on coral reef organisms.
Coral reefs are producing a breakwater that's protecting us from big waves, from cyclones. They're better than the ones that we can produce. We're growing it and rebuilding it all the time.
The corals are the real basis of that ecosystem. You can't have a city without buildings. And you can't have a coral reef without the corals.
back to the Bahamas to retrieve camera number 1 after its time. Keep our fingers crossed and hope we have plenty of footage.
Hoping that there's at least a month and a half. Bingo. That's out of focus. Oh, okay. Focus. Even the first one after that's out of focus. It progressively gets worse. You see that? All of this footage is out of focus and pretty much useless. I hope they worked elsewhere. Here. I thought we were okay.
Yeah. So, how bad are the images?
Bad. Rough usable.
Unusable. So it's already soft.
Yeah. They're getting softer and softer and softer.
I've never heard of manual focus changing over time.
Hawaii bleached. It had the worst bleaching it's ever had. It's just that we didn't manage to catch it. We put a lot of effort in getting those cameras down, and we thought we'd done everything right. And it's a huge knockback. More so because we knew the clock was against us. We didn't know how long the bleaching event was going to last.
I've been looking at the latest sea temperature values for the Australian region, and it's definitely warmer than it's been for quite a while. That coastal area is probably going to continue to warm. If you're into bleaching, this is a good time.
Yeah.
Of course, it means horrible things for the reef.
Zach and Trevor went all in and just fixed the problem.
We changed to a fixed lens, and it allowed us to get rid of all of the focus issues that we had. We have such a better system going. I'm much more confident it's going to work.
I'm standing on one of the 2,500 or so enormous platform reefs that make up Australia's Great Barrier Reef. Very few people can realise that this is the largest structure ever made by life on Earth. These reefs extend along the tropical coastline of Australia, a distance of over 2,000 kilometres, the length of the entire east coast of the United States of America.
I always wanted to go to the Great Barrier Reef. I want to see it for its beauty and always wanted to get there. That's the goal. Always been the goal. You're about to see the GBR from the air. That's actually a very exciting thing. It's just amazing to think about how massive it is. And it's all alive.
So we're sending 2 teams to the southern Great Barrier Reef. We're sending Jeff and Zach to Keppel, and we're sending Andrew and team to Heron.
Camera's in, and it's running.
The most smooth that any of these have gone.
So much smoother than Hawaii.
And then we waited for that warm water to come.
Already, biologists say some corals are dying, bleached white, a sign in the first stage of death.
You're talking an event similar to the rainforest of the world turning white over a very short period of time. Everyone will be jumping up and taking notice, wondering what the hell is happening. You may think, well, this is just a cycle that we go through.
Good morning. Coral bleaching in Hawaii is getting a lot of attention, so much that...
This certainly isn't a natural cycle. This is a phenomenon directly attributed to climate change, and it's something that we've only seen in recent years.
One of the ways of looking back in time with a reef is to take coral cores or slices through coral. You can look at growth rings in corals in the same way as you can look at growth rings in trees.
You can see a regular, normal growth pattern. This coral grows at around 1.5 centimeters per year, every year, right up until 1998, where you start to see the signature of a coral bleaching event.
By tracking back in time, by looking at the history of the reef, we're absolutely certain that what we're seeing now is not a natural fluctuation. The cause is unequivocally global climate change driven by emitting carbon into the atmosphere.
No.
Well, I think a lot of people don't realise that climate change is happening because most of the extra heat trapped by greenhouse gases has been transferred to the oceans. When you burn fossil fuel, that's burning oil, gas or coal, carbon dioxide goes up into the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide has the property that it's able to trap heat. So the more you have in the atmosphere, the greater the amount of heat trapped by the Earth. It's a bit like putting extra wool into your sweater. What people don't know is that 93% of the heat that's trapped is going into the ocean. That's a lot of energy. If the oceans weren't doing this job of absorbing the heat, the average surface temperature of the planet would be 122 Fahrenheit. There are rates of change going on in tropical oceans which, if projected forward, it means that coral reefs are a likely casualty of any global climate change. I published that in the peer-reviewed literature. At that point in time, people weren't quite ready for that. And I had a lot of colleagues that were confronting me, challenging me, attacking me.
He was ridiculed for this, for being an alarmist. But over time, he's been proved right time and time again.
I just love the reef. That's why I did this thing. That's why I came here when I was 18 to this island and started to study the reef. It wasn't because I thought it was going to disappear or I was trying to battle a problem called global climate change. It's unfortunate that I can't look at this thing and still see the beauty. I see the problems. This wonderful thing, this thing that's been around for a very long time, is threatened in our lifetime and on our watch.
Because we allowing big bank and big corporations to destroy the fucking earth and the air.
Be lost in the wind, you know?
storms and the weather is really the controlling factor right now. The wind and the storms continue rolling through and we get cloud coverage, we might not see a whole lot happen here at Temple.
Tropical cyclone Winston, the strongest tropical cyclone ever recorded in the southern hemisphere. The big threat going
for the first time, we felt like we were in the right place at the right time. And when Hurricane Winston happened, all of that changed. It caused a lot of cold water and a lot of rain to come to the southern Great Barrier Reef. Part of me is happy that the corals aren't going to bleach here. It actually makes me ecstatic to think that they're going to make it through this event. But at the same time, we've tried so hard to capture this. We essentially had to make a really difficult decision to stick to our original plan with less than ideal odds, or we go check out some of these other portions of the Great Barrier Reef that were getting really warm.
All of this to the north of New Caledonia and below, and even these splotch areas of water level 2. It's just nothing short of catastrophic for the coral.
We know now New Caledonia is bleaching.
Lizard Island is bleaching.
So I guess it is a simple decision in some ways that we should just pick up and move over and reset up at those new locations.
Don't. Just follow my lead.
The problem is the time-lapse cameras. It'll take weeks to move those systems, and we'll have missed the bleaching. We're going to have to figure something else out.
I went to turn my computer off, and there was this message from Jeff saying, how soon can you pack? We were going to abandon these camera systems and do manual underwater time lapses every single day. I think we as a team realized that there was no going back.
We headed up to Lizard Island, and the other portion of our team went out to New Caledonia.
How you feeling?
Dark team. Reshkovsky's car is part of a shipment headed out into the Pacific any day now. These guys are professional thieves with money at stake, so don't expect a walk in Mirror Park.
Can you finish with that bowl? The solid bowl?
Yeah.
I'll get it. Alright. Need some water, anything? I got the cup.
It's amazing reef, and it's just, it's just so hot. Like, it literally feels like a bathtub. Anybody order a large cup? Here we are talking about coral reef bleaching and global climate change. Here's our other problem. When we went to Lizard Island, we didn't have our time-lapse cameras anymore.
The idea is to take one tripod and one camera and get as many shots as we can in as many positions of as many pieces of coral as we can. And to repeat that every single day.
Get on the boat at 9:15, go out to your first sight. You would find your markings for the tripod, put down each leg at the correct height, and then you would have reference points that you could then attach laser beams to, and then I had a lamination of the first day's shot. And then you would take 2 minutes of footage, and then you'd pick everything back up, move on to the next site, and do the same thing over again, and then again, and again, and you do that essentially 25 times a day. Between Jeff and I, we had 60 sites.
The reason we built the time-lapse systems was it seemed absurd to have people camped on the beach at multiple locations and having to go down and do what a machine is designed to do.
Logistically, it was a nightmare. Getting in the right position, and you're fighting the current, so you're getting bounced around a lot, you're bleeding everywhere, your body is caught up, you're tired. Well, it got to the point where you're spending 4 hours a day and a lot of weird things start happening.
I don't know if it's funny, It's, you do what you have to do.
We were getting reports that the corals in New Caledonia were doing something completely weird.
Richard was there, and he said it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I don't know what it is. The locals didn't know what it was. But we didn't know what was happening. And I asked Richard to explain it to me, and he said, I don't know what to say, it's like glowing.
This was different. The corals were fluorescing. They're producing a chemical sunscreen to protect themselves from the heat. You can't even describe it. They were the most vivid colours I've ever seen. This is the most beautiful transformation in nature. The incredibly beautiful phase of death. And it feels as if it's the corals saying, look at me. Please notice.
Should be obvious, but we need this car in good shape to give to Rishkovsky. It's meant to be priceless. And our man's imminent place on the FIB most wanted list is going to make him ineligible to make insurance claims. You understand? Look after it. I hope you're looking after his car. There's only so much damage we can blame on the export crew. Bloodstains, bullet holes, burn marks, they'll go under general wear and tear. Anything freaky is going to be a problem. Okay, looks like they're sending people after the casco. You need to drop these guys before you bring the car back. Drop as in ice them, or drop as in lose them. I don't mind. Do not lead the cops to my driver. Lose them before you bring the car in.
We were diving every day for a floating restaurant. That was kind of funny the first day. That whole spot just became much more depressing.
This is one of the rarest events in nature happening, and everyone's just oblivious to it. And you can't blame them for it. I mean, it's just almost typical of all of humanity. This is going on, and no one is noticing.
One day you'll file a few patents, head up some research projects, bring that knowledge into the boardroom, and be able to afford a car like this yourself. Until
We
then,
designed something originally to do this project by missions, and when we began doing this manually at Lizard Island, you have the emotional ties to it. You were down there, and to sit there for a month, and every single day watch something new around you die that you saw yesterday. It's difficult.
doing it. No, the corporation is the one that's killing the ocean.
You forget what it looked like at the beginning. And some days when you go back, you're sitting down there looking at it now, and it doesn't look real. It's not even, you can't even accept it.
All that used to be color.
Dead as far as you can see.
Same thing when you watch it in that movie.
You have life all around it. All that shit.
All that is alive, right?
No. Really, it's allergy. The water just making it move.
It's algae and dead small cells.
It's dead. That's dead. Like the bone, other shit that was alive. You can see the pollution on it. You can see the pollution on it.
Flesh, it's a living tissue that's rotting away. It's disgusting, really.
They must look at us because you know, as it die, we die. That's our life source, water. So as everything in the ocean dies, we die.
This the hardest dive I've ever had to do. It's very sad. He's about to cry.
You know he is. You know he is. To see all that life and all the colors, not see that color.
Yesterday, this might be lit.
Classics from 40-hour drive to Central America. And she'd really appreciate it if you hurried up and sent her on her way.
And I don't think I ever prepared myself or thought we were going to.
See, they were trying to catch it on camera, but camera wasn't acting right. And how can you catch something like that on camera?
I'm not even mad that I'm leaving. It's just like a picture right there.
When you first, it's like when you first saw all the life around, all the pretty colors.
Wow, when I was, they don't make it like that.
It's real life with it.
That's real. They make that up.
Oh, it's just noise.
That was even the color now.
Coral
That's the thing.
He said, as soon as it turn white, you know that's when it's dying.
It was the skill. They go down there until they come around. Damn.
As soon as it turn white, that's when you know it's dying.
The little fish disappear, the big fish disappear, and then you can look at humans.
Maybe 30 more minutes to sleep for us today. Oh.
It's easy to think about the fate of an individual species.
Even the fish
It's
wasn't
it's a
nasty.
little harder to explain.
What's that?
It's
You know that
the beginning
on Atlanta?
of an
That's what?
collapse of the entire ecosystem. It's more than the species, the genus, the family, the order. We're talking about the possibility that entire classes of organisms would go extinct.
When scientists say they're researching climate change in coral reefs, it's not about whether or not climate change is happening or not. It's really the uncertainty between knowing whether it's going to be bad or really bad. When we look at ocean temperature, there are a range of projections of how they're going to change into the future. If you take the average, in about 25 years, all across the planet, the oceans become too warm for coral reefs to survive. That means they'll bleach every year, and they won't be healthy enough to recover.
That's a volcano heating up.
Coral reefs
That's
will
all I
not
can
be
say.
able to keep up. They will not be able to adapt. And we will see the eradication of an entire ecosystem in our lifespan. That is a very
start seeing all kinds of stuff.
statement. But
Oh, look how
unfortunately,
dead
it
that
is
shit look.
Everything on our planet is connected. What we're doing is pulling out the card called coral reefs from this house of cards. And the real fear is that we'll take out enough of those cards where the whole thing will just simply collapse.
It's happened before on another planet.
Are we going to have the courage to save the next ecosystem down the line?
Do we need forests? Do we need trees? Do we need reefs? Or can we just sort of live in the ashes of all of that?
We're destroying our own self. All for fucking a gain of money and wealth. A certain amount of people are killing people off. All to get paid.
And now I'm about to go sit in the living room and interview him. That's quite a big step. Hello. Sorry, I'm Zach. Nice to meet you. While I was in college studying evolutionary biology, I actually got a job at an aquarium, and so for 5 years I grew coral. Used all of your work to teach myself as much of coral taxonomy as I possibly could.
Yeah.
So I was very nervous about it coming here. So.
I'm not the sort of person to be nervous about.
No, but
yeah.
I guess I just want to hear your perspective of the change that you've seen over time.
Then it was a totally different mindset because the reef was there forever. There was no question about it. I even wondered why you would want to make it a marine park because it's so big. It's really going to touch the Great Barrier Reef. But it's changed enormously. And this bleaching and the degrading of the Great Barrier Reef that I've seen in my lifetime.
You know, it's ironic given we
it really upsets me.
Up at Lizard, we essentially have fluorescing or bleached corals going through their transition to death and being covered in
high achiever.
Yeah, way to go.
Or a criminal.
Yeah, the whole horrible gas in there.
Yeah, and it was actually quite difficult while we were up there. I got quite frustrated a few times where I just didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't want to watch it anymore. I was over
yes,
it. And
it's a killing, but no,
I'm
it's
glad
nothing
I'm not
immoral at all. Just lawyers. Well,
I'm ready to check out when the Great Barrier Reef is trashed because it's been the most
I always say, if you can't kill a
loved
couple
thing
lawyers
in the physical world of my life. I've been diving on it for 45 years. And I'm damned if I'm ever going to stop until I get completely set off. I'm going to keep going, and as long as I can influence people, I will. Because we have to. We've got no choice. You've got no choice, I'm afraid. You've got to keep at it. You've got to. Because otherwise you're not going to like yourself. You're an old man. You're going to like yourself much more if you can say, well, I sure tried to figure out that maybe I did influence people here and there. Don't let anything stop you.
Losing the barrier reef has actually got to mean something. You can't let it just die and it becomes an old textbook. It's got to cause the change that it deserves. Us losing the Great Barrier Reef has got to wake up the world. I usually get to these things and you start almost shaking.
I definitely have a little bit of nervousness going. How much talking is too much talking? Is getting personal a bad thing? Like, talk about, this one was one of the more difficult sites for me to go back to a month later.
Really good to show that it actually affected you.
Right, okay.
I think that's really important and good. As long as you don't start crying. Yeah. So over the last 2 years, we've been amassing a huge amount of bleaching imagery from all over the world. Now Zach's going to show you some of that imagery. Pop up there.
We spent the last 4 months in Australia and we documented the ongoing bleaching event. And so I wanted to just show you what our team was able to document.
Horse race with 2 of you on each horse, the ass and the head. Horse 1 is going for the lawyers at City Hall. Horse 2 is on the business partner in Richmond. Sound good? Get moving. Horse 2, your target is Dima Popov. Did I mention he's paranoid? Well, yeah, he's really paranoid. No one I know employs as many bodyguards as he does, and I know some people who need serious protection, mainly because I'm trying to kill him. You didn't hear that. Look, I've given you pistols with suppressors to get the job done on the QT. All right, you're going in on the quiet and gain access to the estate. Move slowly, take out the guards, and bring down Popov when you get up close.
It's not paranoia. It's being prepared, stupid. Maybe that's why I'm not the asshole in the jail. Huh? Yeah, okay.
In just 2 months, we've lost the majority of fish life on this core colony.
And then you'll disappear. And he won't appear again anywhere we can possibly get to him, okay? So do it slow, do it quiet, do it right. And if you don't, put him down quick when he starts running. Okay, take your time. Team 1 took out
The
the
soft
lawyers.
coals disintegrate. Fields and fields of soft coral that then just turns into a barren rock face. I didn't even think it's possible.
This has been a mortality event on a massive scale. 29% of the corals on the Great Barrier Reef alone have died. To lose 29% of the coral animals in a single year, it's just mind-blowing, the scale of this bleaching event.
I think the most shocking part was how widespread it was, because it affected almost all the reefs from Lizard Island north through Torres Strait, and it was severe. It's the equivalent of losing most of the trees between Washington, D.C. and Maine.
Well, this isn't just the Great Barrier Reef. This is a global, massive event.
There are a large number of places that are experiencing bleaching right now, and that's why we need help. We're looking for people who have access to a local reef to help photograph what's happening in your own backyard. If you are a diver, please join our effort.
Everybody's come together to saw our fallout.
At this point, we are under a bleaching threshold and under a warning alert for bleaching.
Behind me you can see we have the actival reefs. Basically we've seen one is almost completely bleached.
Water temperature has been rising and the coral has been bleaching.
You're talking about the Caribbean 2 years in a row. You're talking about Hawaii 2 years in a row.
This last summer was especially horrific. 25 to 50% of the coral is already long since dead.
We know that the waters here started warming up in May 2015 to about 3 degrees Celsius above normal.
Most of the aquaculture, the most common branch corals, are dying.
Climate start changing, making the temperature start increase planet.
Some of the reefs here have been under major stress, like so many other places across the globe.
Here in the Republic of Palau.
I'm greatly explicitly in
The corals in this region have been bleached over the past month. The coral is 75% bleaching and about half of them dead already.
We now have a mass coral bleaching event happening here at Christmas Isle with a semi-grid, and a lot of the reefs around Sri Lanka were heavily bleached.
And it is happening right now.
The coral here are showing mass bleaching, and for that reason we have mass mortality rates.
Branching out the forest, the Boston forest started to show signs of bleaching.
I've been helping to capture images of coral bleaching in the Red Sea region.
Bleaching has occurred here recently. There was a bleaching event.
Team 1 have...
I get cross with myself because I don't think I did enough. I didn't make enough noise. When I realized what was happening, I didn't do enough. Zach has an option of being part of that fight. Maybe Zach will say, Charlie, he's just a gloomy old man, and we can fix these things.
Hard to see that we killing off ourselves. All because some rich motherfuckers treating us like motherfucking sheeple. Cause we ain't people. We ain't got no backbone. We're too afraid of death. But what part of life you don't understand the overstanding yet? You was born here not knowing shit.
How are you guys doing today? Are you guys excited? Let's go diving. mind, all kids are born scientists. They're born adventurers. They want to explore.
Yep.
If we can get the kids to hold on to that curiosity, then our planet would be a much better place.
I could see a stingray.
Turtles, fish, coral, crabs, starfish, you name it, it's all there, right?
We're going to take you on an expedition to go see the third global bleaching event. I think having been on the journey that I've been on, I should be the most depressed person on the planet. I'm seeing the ecosystem that I've fallen in love with die before my eyes. Having said that, I'm not actually depressed. And that's because there's been a big shift. You look at every piece of climate change action, and it's about improving people's lives. Creation of jobs, reducing pollution, greenifying cities. It's essentially a great transformation that is already beginning.
It's not too late for coral reefs, indeed for many other ecosystems that are facing challenges from climate change. It's still possible to reduce the rate at which the climate is changing. And that's within our power today.
It's all achievable. It's not like we don't have the money. It's not like we don't have the resources. It's not like we don't have the brains. This is inevitable, this great transformation, and that's what makes me so optimistic, is all we've got to do is give it a bit of a shove.
I was just born. I've been crawling till I learned to walk. When I met you, I was so young. I didn't know that it could fall apart. Tell me, what do I do? Now I see what we've done, and I know that it's true. You give me nothing but love. Tell me how long, till we see the pieces that'll break. Tell me how long, tell me how long will it take till we wake up, till we wake up. Tell me how long, till we wake up. I've been trying to tell you what's inside my soul. I've been dying, but the ocean changes slow, and it's hard to see it, but I know that it's true, that I gotta be better, so much better to you. Tell me how long, till we see the pieces that'll break. Tell me how long, tell me how long will it take till we wake up, till we wake up. Tell me how long, till we wake up. I know we're gonna wake up. I scream in color. Tell me, can you hear me through the waves? If we keep on waiting, do we lose the things that we can save? If we hold each other, we don't have to let it slip away. We don't have to let this slip away. Tell me how long, till we see the pieces that'll break. Tell me how long, tell me how long will it take till we wake up, till we wake up. Tell me how long, till we wake up. I know we're gonna wake up. I know we're gonna wake up.
And by the time we wake up, it'll be too late. Y'all too busy believing God can leave us. He'll come back and save you. see what they showing her. The turtle.
The song called me in here.
Tell me how long, tell me how long, tell me how long will it take till we wake up, till we wake up.
When I told you I had carved something that was black and white.
Tell me how long, till we wake up. I know we're gonna wake up. I know we're gonna wake up. Oh, we're gonna wake up. Oh, we're
See how he goes?
And the turtle knew exactly what he had to get to.
Yes. Did you see when he got up how the things was going? That was beautiful. They called me in here though.
How long, people, until we wake up?
Money. That which separates the haves from the have-nots. Patience, frugality, sacrifice. Deciding to invest in your family's future and taking responsibility for the consequences of those actions.
Bert? Chuck Redders, FBI.
Hi, what's going on?
We believe your husband's partner was murdered.
What?
Let's all stop playing this game, shall we? Lying, running. Aren't you both tired?
We made a choice to move our family to a more peaceful place.
Mom, what are we doing here? Your father's laundering money for a Mexican drug cartel.
Where's my $5 million? Someone's going to die. Relax.
Why do I have this feeling we both know that you'd be better off dead?
Mommy! We're going to keep your family. I'm done with all this madness.
Jesus, Marty, he knows the kid's name.
Last chance for witness protection. This is just another betrayal, isn't it? How long have you been planning this?
You have walled me out.
Money is, at its essence, that measure of a man's choices.
What you do today for our family.
All Netflix original. I had to get myself together because I was emotionally a wreck after that movie. It's a shame how we the sheeple are allowing a certain amount of people to cattle us around like cattle and slaughter us by the food that's supposed to be food that we eat. Because it's not food. It's some man-made up bullshit. I asked the person the question, who's in between you loving you? If you gotta sit there and actually think about that question, you already been not taught the truth. Because can't nobody but the Creator love unconditionally the feeling which is already in you could love you more than you do. So therefore, when you ask yourself the question, who's in between you loving you? No human body. So then you ask yourself the other question. Why is your birthday when you was just born? Born here an empty glass, waiting for some type of truth. Why was your mama stripped of her glory of being the only creator here on earth? Why are you taught as soon as you old enough to understand the old standard, get anything, you are taught to get on your knees and pray to a man as our Father who are in heaven? Do you hear that bullshit that was taught to us? Because the question for you to ask yourself, why is the Creator put as the sexes of a man when you know that all the compassion and the love come from a woman that creates a baby, boy or girl? Why would you think you have two fathers when the Creator is neither man nor woman, neither black nor white? The Creator is the love unconditionally, the feeling, just being the Creator. Period. Man put the title on the Creator as God. Man made up that Jesus to go along with the God. The devil is just part of it. Because you couldn't tell me no more than what you know from what you were taught to know, to believe in, to know. But really, you don't know shit. Because we always taught to be stupid. The truth is the truth. Period. We was taught to believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. Why? When the shit is not real. Why? When you look at propaganda, the whole thing makes sense. So if something don't make sense, you can't make shit out of it. And if a person can't articulate it enough for it to make sense for you to make something out of it, it's bullshit that don't make fucking sense. So what the fuck are you led to believing in some bullshit now that you're a fucking adult now? It is what it is. We was taught to be stupid fucking sheeple. Here we are killing each other as just being fucking people. I tell you who the Creator is in all of us. The creativity in you is the Creator of you. That light that comes on. That lightning strike before there's smoke or fire. The egg before the fucking chicken. The cocoon before the fucking butterfly. It is what it is. It's when it's the love unconditionally that you feel, that you knowing you're alive. You don't have to believe that shit. See, but the belief shit is for you to believe in waiting on someone to do something when you are that one to do. Love, unconditionally feeling being a creator is always going to be one way, loving you unconditionally, meaning for eternity. You get mad with you. You do what you do to you when somebody else do it to you. That's the same person as you. They're just confused with not knowing you, or all as being with them as one. Let me break that one down for you. You are really me. It's not about me, because the M-E is upside down. It's really right side up as the W-E, meaning we, all as one conscious thinking people living here all together. Meaning that there's not no problem that we couldn't solve when we, the people, come together. But the whole thing is the separation of people separating us from being people. We're not thinking for ourselves. I can't read or write, so y'all don't have to really listen to me, because people think that I'm crazy. That's just it. Just because I ain't on all the fucking medication that I was on when they were trying to run me crazy, now they took my medication away that really works for me. Like me being a paraplegic from a car accident, they took away my pain medication, and they took away my muscle spasm medication. When they realized that I wasn't taking the Xanax, when they realized I wasn't taking the side effects medicine for the Xanax, when they realized I wasn't taking the heart pressure medicine, when they realized I haven't been in a fucking hospital in 2.5 fucking years. So you tell me, who taking care of me better than me? Not the fucking doctors, or they wouldn't be taking my medication away from me to have me suffer, to show me that they are the fucking doctors. But they can't make me take their fucking poison. I already know. Only reason why I take the hydrocodone for pain is because the neurons in my legs are sparking. The only reason why I take the somas is because I get muscle spasms. But until I can shake all of that, whew, it do what it do. But I'm here to tell you, the people, the truth is just that. The truth is in you, to come out of you. When you sit there and you think about God, I want you to think about the name. And I want you to think about when you say God is good and y'all chant all the time, that's nothing but a nursery rhyme. Because when you think about it, you say God is love. You say Jesus is love. Let me break it down a little further for you. Good is good. Love is love. It's you in the middle with your choices. The Creator gave you life. The Creator gave you free will. The Creator gave you your choices. But love you unconditionally, no matter what. Because the Creator knows that you was taught to be stupid. The Creator knows that you was given your mama's birthday when you was just born. The Creator knows that you was filled up with the same bullshit that your mama's was filled up their cup with. The same old fucked up bullshit. So I'll tell you like this on that one. Slavery did happen. You think they wasn't calling out for God in that one? Holocaust did happen. You think they wasn't calling out for God and Jesus on that one? September 11th, we lived through that one. You think they wasn't calling out for God and Jesus on that one? And it was men that did this to these fucking people. And all in God we trust, because it's on the money. And all the shit is done for what? For money. It ain't funny. Because I'm telling you like this here. I'm giving this to you straight from the Creator of all that's been created and will be created. Because me knowing love and not believing in the bullshit that I was taught as a kid, the truth is I can give you 4 periods of your life. I can give you 4 words beginning with L, ending with E, that sums up your life from beginning to end. And I give you 1 word, 4 letters, that sums up how we all came to be here, and it happened to be the Creator's original name before man changed it. All because I died 4 times to still be here and to know one thing. Why are you fearing death when you was born here not knowing shit? Because if you fearing death because you not knowing where you go after you leave here, that's you being fucking selfish. Because if you ain't fearing death not to leave your fucking family here helpless, then you living life knowing the truth is you here. You don't believe that shit. You here and you did your contribution. You created a little boy or a little girl, and you with that woman that you created that child with. So when you think about telling your kid to get on their knees and say, "Our Father who art in heaven," and they have a father right here on earth, and you know now that the Creator is neither man nor woman, black nor white, and why would the Creator be a father without a woman? Come on, people. Stop being sheeple and stupid people. We've been taught to be this way. But the truth is the truth, and it's in you. And I'm telling you the truth so you can know the truth for yourself. But I know one thing. People gonna believe whatever the fuck they want. But the truth is, if the shit don't make sense, you can't make nothing out of it. So if you can't make nothing out of it, aren't you stupid if you're doing something and not knowing the reason why you're doing it? Faith is the bullshit that shit was built on. Faith is weight. I talk to your hearts. I don't talk to your ass no more, because your ass is full of shit. And that is what we was taught to be, full of the bullshit. Because we wasn't taught to think for ourselves. We was always taught to know from someone else. That's why you got a test at the end of the week. In school, they taught you to be their fool. That's why I'm happy that I didn't learn how to read or write. But I'm trying to learn now. Woo! Y'all just don't know. I'm trying to learn how to read and write now because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be able to write something down on a piece of paper while I'm looking you straight in your eyes. And then slide the piece of paper to you, and when you look down, to see your face gonna be the surprise, and then I'm gonna know if you got it or not. When are we gonna come to the conclusion that we all are here together and that's not no illusion, and the God and the Jesus and the devil shit is the illusion that was created, just like Walt Disney, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, the TV? You gotta look at all those things being in this circle of life with us. And that's all distractions to go along with technology. Technology is the main distraction of you knowing the Creator love unconditionally in you. I'm just saying, because it's a feeling that you could never control. Because you get mad at yourself sometimes. So you tell me. The truth is the truth. And it will set you free. Right or wrong. It's just here for you to know, not to believe it. Because when you take the time out to do something, you don't believe it's going to work. You know it's going to work because you took the time out to make sure. Because you didn't want to do it no more. Come on, people. We're taught to be fucking sheeple. We're taught to be fucking stupid fucking people. We're not taught to think for ourselves. I ask you the question for you to ask yourself. Where do you actually think that your thoughts come from for you to grab a memory from when you was a kid? Now, do you actually think that comes from outside of you in the air, from some white man in the motherfucking sky? Or whatever other color man you want to create that's with bullshit in the sky? Come on, people. That's the bullshit ass lie to control the people in what they believe in. I love you more than you love you simply because of the fact that I know the truth and you don't. And the truth is, it's all about us and how we feel about each other. Because one thing about love, it always goes when it's unconditional. It never stops until you start to hate. So I'm going to give you the 4 periods of your life, and then the 4 words beginning with L, ending with E, that sums up life in 4 stages from beginning to ending, like I said. And then 1 word, 4 letters that sums it up how we all came to be here, and it happens to be the Creator's original name, and I can break it down for you to know that. Your 4 periods of your life is when 1, your mama missed hers. She went to the hospital, doctor showed on the sonogram the little red dot. This is your baby, period. You live in a period, you die in a period, and then you're on a death certificate. He or she is dead, period. 4 words beginning with L, ending with E, that sums up our life from beginning to the ending in 4 stages. Life, live, love, leave. 1 word, 4 letters that sums it up how we all came to be here, and it happens to be the Creator's original name before man changed it. Love. We all came here by love. 2 loving people in the beginning. Till shit was created. As a whole population of people and shit was being created, motherfuckers wanted to live there and control shit. Next thing you know, they wanted to own shit. Next thing you know, they wanted to own the people to do the shit. So they didn't have to do the shit themselves. Lazy motherfuckers at the top, treating everybody like sheeple and not caring. I put on here what they're doing to the fucking food, and our governments don't care, because they're helping them do the food to us, what they're doing into the food to do us. They're killing us by fake fucking food, by killing real food, by destroying the earth. Here we are thinking that this was the racist white supremacist agenda, when that wasn't nothing but some shit being sugar-coated, when the real shit underneath that is, it's the gay mafia's movement of changing the way that everything come naturally into this world. From all our food, from Mother Earth and Mother Nature, to the perfect birth is from that woman creating that baby. So I ask you to ask yourself the question, when that man fall in what with that woman, and they come together in what? I'll break it down for you. When a man fall in love with a woman, the opposite sex attract. A man and a man could never make love. A woman and a woman could never make love, because they could never make nothing out of the Creator's original name. You don't fall in God. You don't fall in Jesus. You don't fall in the categorizations that they put on things. It is what it is. The ones that win dictate the ones that lose destination. And we've been lied to by the ones that stole all the books to know what the truth really is. I just gave up life inside of a hospital where they were supposed to be helping me at. And the Creator showed me love and gave me total life back, just to live straight, not to the full rights, like the full rights are. Your right hand, that's right by law, because man put it in law, and it could be wrong, because most of the time man is wrong, because man always wants some fucking shit to go his fucking way. And then it's the one that I live by right now, because the truth is the truth, period. Fuck all the bullshit. There is no such thing as here today, gone tomorrow. Here today, gone today, because nobody's promised tomorrow. It's all about what the fuck are you doing to right the now, to change this shit around. That's all fucked up. Or you just going through it, just tripping it around, a lot of yakking.
Who's watching Netflix? It's me, Mr. Glasses 48 IEYD.
Yeah.
1 of 5 buttons.
Y'all be doing your thing, huh? Y'all just popping up, and like I said again, technology has me on an algorithm. My channel has been banned out of countries because of the things that I say. And I say to you, how could a person that can't read or write be put on an algorithm unless what he's saying has merits? If I would have never lived there and given life, my life was given back to me on the operation table after being told I was HIV positive. Oh yeah, all this shit happened in one segment of 1 week in the hospital after going to three different hospitals and was sent home. Then stayed home with a bowel obstruction and a kidney infection, full blown, for 5 days and suffered. To be admitted in the hospital for that, to be told that I was HIV positive and then end up in surgery. And then I come to find out that I wasn't HIV positive and I didn't have to go to surgery. So I ended up being a piggy bank and a fucking guinea pig after talking to the infectious disease guy and getting ready to start some medication that they said that they found the disease just in the nick of time. Wasn't that some bullshit? For to start asking a whole bunch of different doctors a lot of questions about the medication that they're giving out like candy and shit. To be shut down. To be treated fucked uply. All because I'm asking questions to the motherfucking doctors and shit. And these motherfuckers don't even much know the side effects of this bullshit that they're giving to you like candy. And then I done did the research and they got some medication that's been banned. Them bitches bringing that shit back around and shit. They bringing them new medication, they bringing the old medication back around as a new medication with a new color and a new name and shit. But it's the same old bullshit that they already had in the ark. While they killing us, people. They killing us because we stupid fucking sheeple. And until we live and stand up and don't be afraid of death, we're gonna die of horrible death and some bullshit. Never fails, boy. Once I start talking about the truth, I end up by myself all the time. So I know how to live there and get in this bad boy by myself all the time, people. It's a real frustrating to know truth. You know, the worry about going through all the bad people always trying to kill you. But now, somebody call up Molina Healthcare and let y'all hear how much they don't care. And I already know this is exactly when they're gonna start cutting shit off. They don't definitely want to hear how broken the system is, and ain't nobody trying to fix it. Cause the doctors ain't being recommended. They're not being I see I don't even think they're being what they call that? I don't even think they're being
Search for TV shows, movies, categories, and people on the browse screen. In the spotlight row. One title in this row. Friends from college. Watch season 1 now. Getting old is inevitable. Growing up takes practice. These longtime friends share a tangled romantic past. Play. Press OK to pause.
Oh, Netflix is going.
Why? Because I don't like it when you're grimacing like that. Can you see how that's insulting?
No, I'm grimacing for pleasure. That's a pleasure grimace.
No, you don't make that face when we're in bed.
I'm just trying to get some purchase here.
Put me down.
Right, okay. I promise, I'm sorry. Oh, that's a bad angle.
Oh, no!
Oh my God, I'm sorry. What happened? What happened?
It's okay. You need me in the vagina. Just a little bit. It's okay. Just a little bit.
Okay. Shit.
Dude, get in here.
Alrighty, guess what?
Come here.
I am out.
What?
So you can skip just this one.
Can't. You've been trying that line on me for 2 decades, literally since freshman year.
Yeah, because it works.
No, it's never worked once.
Okay, what are the chances that you, you're not menopaused, are you?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, people menopause at different times. You could easily be menopaused.
Okay, can you stop saying menopause? I'm not a DVD player.
Well, it should be menstopped, not menopause.
It's not called either. It's not a verb.
All right, it just seems that we find ourselves in a very tricky situation.
It's only $3 to $5. So
Hello, you're through to Merriweather Security. Don't hesitate to call back.
People used to sit there and put videos on videos that you couldn't even much see, but they just put it on your. That's bullshit.
Morse Mutual Insurance. How can we help you? I think we can do that.
Hey, here we are. Ta-da. Penis discovered.
I have to fly home from New York. I'm going standby.
No. What happened?
It's not a big deal, but I have to go.
Oh, no, we've got some shit to talk about. There's something I really need to tell you.
What? Are you in love with me? You leaving your wife? Should I leave John? Sorry, I'm just really stressed about that.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine, but his school wants you there, so how about if we talk about that when I'm back in Chicago for work on the 14th?
Or we could talk about it in the beginning of September when I'm in New York for the rest of my life, because Lisa and I are moving back there.
What? Why?
For the past decade, I've been dragging Lisa around for all my teaching jobs, and she was ready to come back home. So, reunion, right? The friend group is back. Yes!
Well, this is over.
Yes, I was going to say that. I think that's best.
So where are we now?
Darling, don't you go and cut your hair. Do you think it's gonna make him change? Haircut, and that's a pretty nice haircut. Is everything from the waist down just a swamp for you over there? Are you living in it? I just feel like I'm wearing more clothes than I'm actually wearing.
Get out of here. What is happening? Are we waiting for this truck to unload?
Let it drive, you stupid motherfucker!
Do you want me to cut? I'm begging you not to.
Hey, don't talk to my husband like that. You come over here and you say that to my face.
Come over here.
Hey,
Fuck you!
I am an attorney, sir. Better watch your fucking mouth.
Fuck you!
Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you! Fuck
Honey,
you!
you got him. You got him. All right? Can we just, honey, please?
I'm sorry, sir. I apologize. Fuck you too, Trev, you jackass! Thank you for your service.
He's just a fucking cab driver.
What?
It's not even our fault. It's a fucking car.
I know. What's going on with you?
I'm fine. I think I'm just anxious, to see everybody. I think I'm just, whenever we get together, it all just gets so competitive and immature.
What? With our friends?
Why would that happen? They're only our best friends. What could possibly go wrong?
I know we've got like 20 years of grievances built up and ready to explode.
Now this guy's pulling out. Look at this terror.
I wonder why did he do that? That was good.
What's so funny?
Oh, in college, we used to grab each other's testicles. It was kind of our funny hello. Sure.
What kind of fucking funny hello is that? Oh, that's gay. That's gay. That's gay. That's gay.
That's weird. Yeah. Friend group.
That's gay. Yeah, let me tell the test. That's big. I wouldn't even take no picture no shit like that. Yeah. Right instead of catching.
A lot of energy. It's fun. Very loud.
Just a reminder that last week we were professional adults living in a house before we moved here and turned 19 again.
Oh, it's too early. I'm excited about sleeping on a pull-up.
Yeah?
Yeah! Oh, my goodness. There we are. Wait a second. Oh, there's the bar.
So, how are Frosty and Ethan?
I don't think Lisa loves it when you call her that nickname.
It's flattering. It was a dig when we were seniors and she was a freshman, but now it's a compliment.
So it has nothing to do with your affair?
Hey, keep it down. Why do you insist on calling it an affair?
Because you guys are married to other people and having sex with each other?
Ethan was just like a stupid college headline. It never ended. And now we've ended it.
You guys had like a 20-year run. That's more than either of your marriages.
Yeah. Well, I have accepted that you can't have everything you want all the time. Ethan and I are done. For good. I swear.
I hope so.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm tired of keeping your secret, and I hate that you made up my secret too. Just want to see normal.
So do I.
And why didn't you come to lunch?
We're good to go. Collect the product and bring it back for storage.
I don't have a plan here. I mean, this is an impossible situation.
You should just call her.
You're right. Ugh.
Oh, Frosty! Look at you! Yay, shrinking! You're like the incredible shrinking Frosty! And you look so glamorous for a Tuesday afternoon. Oh, I love you. Come on.
You know who I'm going to go see tomorrow? Felix. As in Max's boyfriend, Felix? Professionally? Like, fertility-wise? Yeah. You guys are trying to have a kid.
Well, we're trying. It's not getting us anywhere, so time for science. Yay.
Well, even with a kid, it's hard to imagine.
I know, I think it's hard for him to imagine, too. I just find it so comfortable I could just fall asleep right here.
I am so optimistic for you guys, and just feeling so positive about this. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy you this bed.
What? Weird.
Yeah. Happy housewarming.
Wait, no, Sam, that is insane. We don't even have an apartment yet.
Too late. Bed bought. Congratulations on your new bed. Also, let me and John take you guys out for dinner tonight. This is so fun. It's awesome to have you guys here. Raoul.
So, first of all, I just have to tell you that I absolutely love the first 60 pages of Before the Storm.
Max, thank you so
Love
much, man. Thank you so much. It was my first stab at a more mainstream thing, and I know that I'm very fortunate and I'm blessed that critics love my books. I just want someone to read them. Because we need the money. Well, anyway, it wasn't too corny.
No. It's the opposite of corny. The idea of exploring race and class through the lens of a biracial 18-year-old just months before Hurricane Katrina, so without all the drama of the actual hurricane.
Right.
It was so you, man. It was so you.
Well, thank you so much, man. So what happens next?
I think we're at the end of the road with this book.
What?
I think this book is no more. We should stop writing it.
What kind of sales strategy is that? Storm is my bestseller.
That is not the opinion of the rest of the team.
Well, why don't you go ahead and share with me what the rest of the team has to say? Because I'm more than open to a little constructive criticism.
All right, because you're not always. Sometimes you get a little.
Because I love to hear the talk.
All right, because you do that voices when you're uncomfortable.
Let me explain something to you. I'm pound of workshopping books, and everybody gets all on top of each other. It's not a problem.
I'm getting the opposite feeling from you.
Not a problem.
That's like a huge problem.
I love to hear the thoughts, though.
Okay, well, down here. Got it. Okay, Donna, who was in a terrible movie, by the way, she's going through a divorce.
Please.
She said really boring. Really boring.
She said really boring?
She underlined really.
probably makes perfect sense she's getting divorced.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep them thoughts covered.
All right, Patel is next up. He thought it was not entertaining at all. I hate this book so much. I hate with like 4 O's. So much. I hate this book. But look, don't worry about any of this shit. I have the answer to all your problems. I got it. I'm ready. 2 letters. Y. A.
Young adult.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think that's for me.
I don't know.
I do know because I write literary fiction for adults.
Yes, I know, and you won a whole bunch of awards for it. You won the Penn Hemingway and the Pushcart Prize. You won a ton of shit no one's ever heard of.
Hold on, no one.
Look, I know this is hard to hear, but Ethan, the Great American Novel is now the massive international young adult series with film rights and merchandising. That's the future.
Why are you being so agency right now?
Well, your novels all have teenage protagonists anyway, right? So you just have to choose like a slightly more exciting, genre-y way in. Okay? Okay, here's one. Vampires with cancer. Right? They live forever, they die forever. Right? Or work backwards. Start with the title, and then come up with the book. Here's one. Deathball. What's Deathball? I don't know. But it sounds awesome, right? No one survives Deathball. You and I are going to crack this, okay? Like all the stuff we wrote together in college. And it just might become the next massive international success. Oh my God! It's amazing!
Max, Y8 is destructive. You understand? It's all about adults who are refusing to grow up, and instead they read books that are for kids. It prevents you from moving forward and living your life, and it is destroying our culture.
That's a yes?
Yes, fuck you. It's a yes.
Thank you guys so much for organizing this so last minute. This is exactly why we moved to New York, right, honey?
Yeah, great group.
I found my last reunion I didn't have that much in common with my Foster friends.
Oh, well, we got lucky because we consider our college friends to be our family.
My family is my family. So what's your deal?
Oh, Lisa's an attorney. You've known her for 10 years.
Oh, that's okay. I used to work for the ACLU in Michigan.
Okay, so you're bleeding heart?
Well, no, not anymore. Now I work as a general counsel for a hedge fund.
Which one?
Blackstool Group.
That's Grasso's shop? I like this one.
Her name is Lisa.
Lisa. Got it.
We are just so happy you guys are here. You know, if there's anything we can do to ease the transition, just let us know.
Like maybe buy us a bed?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, what?
Sam and John bought us the bed today.
Wow, thank you guys. That was totally unnecessary.
I agree.
It was just a little housewarming gift from the fourth buster from Polygon.
So weird.
Anyway, enough about beds.
Yeah, you know, I want to hear what Max said about Storm. What did he say?
Storm, what is Storm?
Storm is this amazing novel that Ethan's been working on for the past 2 years.
Yeah. I don't like fiction. No offense.
None taken.
My 3 favorite books, Liar's Poker, Moneyball, and The Big Short.
Brett, so you're a Michael Lewis fan.
Who's that?
He's the...
It's not bestseller stuff, you know, it's like a literary fiction. There's not a lot of money.
Well, actually, Max thinks it's going to be a huge sale, flagship property.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Really? Oh my God,
Yeah.
honey, that is so amazing!
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
It's going to be big money.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's celebrate. You guys haven't seen our country house. You should come up and see it. I'll invite everybody up to Connecticut for the weekend, and I'm not taking no for an answer. Frosty, this is so great. Could you believe how hard Ethan was trying to downsize his book? He was clearly so excited about it. Why can't you just admit it? It's kind of pathetic.
You bought them a bed?
Yes. What is the big deal? I buy beds for people every day.
With their money, not ours. I know you love your college friends, but every time you get together with them, you all become a bunch of little bitches, all this sniping and showing off. You don't have to show off with them. We don't have to compete with them. What's the girl's name? Pizza.
Her name is not Pizza. It's Lisa.
Right, yeah.
And I'm not competing with them. I'm talking about them. I'm processing. I'm trying to download with you. Why won't you do that with me? You're making me feel crazy.
They're living their lives. We're living our lives. It's irrelevant. I don't spend my time thinking about people other than us. I think about whether you're happy. I think about whether our children are happy. That's what matters to me.
Yeah, so we've been trying really for about a year now.
Yeah, a year. That's it? Well, that's not very long. Why are you here?
Well, we haven't used protection in eight years.
I'd say 8 years, yeah.
All right.
But that's pretty average, right? For somebody, like, that's normal, right?
Well, it's good that you're here.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And I see here you had one pregnancy that was terminated after 6 weeks.
Yeah, that was in college.
Before my time.
Well, none of your labs look out of the ordinary, and your ultrasound looked good. So we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Amazing.
And in the meantime, maybe stop grabbing each other's balls.
Oh, okay, yes, I'll make a note of that.
Oh.
No, I was joking. When we met, you guys had your handshake and you were grabbing each other's balls. When you met with Matt,
Mary Ann, that's right.
and don't wear a Speedo. No, I'm being serious. Don't wear a Speedo.
Oh, you're saying, okay, that's real.
Correct.
We understand now, I think.
Preston Chancellor comes with Speedo.
Oh, and don't get in a hot tub. Oh, and before you go, I just want to write down the cost of this after insurance, so we're all on the same page. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay? All right?
Does this include the friends and family discount?
Sure.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Give
We
our
will
love
talk
to
soon. Let me know if you have any questions.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll talk soon. You got it. Oh, and don't get a massage.
Sorry,
What? Don't get a massage. Okay.
That's a joke. Someone said I was too rigid on a comment card.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, this is over. Goodbye.
No, you did never. I honestly don't know which guy I would choose.
Why didn't you tell me you and Lisa were trying to have a kid?
Why did you buy us a bed? Yours, Ethan.
Why are you sending me texts? Delete immediately.
Don't worry. This is Mary Ann's computer. Yours, Ethan. Oh no, this is Mary Ann's computer. Yours, Ethan.
Now, this is so typical of Sam. We're all here, living in the same city, and yet we have to schlep out to Connecticut to see her.
You'll really love her house, though. It's beautiful.
Of course, it's beautiful. Everything Sam touches is beautiful. But she makes me feel so inferior, you know, like I suck or something. It's like she's always a senior and I'm a permanent freshman. You know, she literally still calls me Frosty.
I know, honey, I know. It's horrible.
It's a bit selfish, right?
Yeah, I know. And I think Frosty's a term of endearment, to be quite honest with
I
you.
don't think it is.
I think it is,
It's
sweetheart.
really cute.
Hey, can we put the top down?
Oh, that sounds fun.
It's a funny story. No, I cannot.
Okay, you know what? I'll give it a crack. How about that?
Oh, please don't.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. It's stuck there, isn't it?
Yeah, do you want to drive?
Yeah, no, I'll drive. Yeah, I'll drive.
It's like a car sale. Hey, can you see out the back?
Nope.
This seems dangerous. What are you doing?
Well, problem solved.
We'll pay for that.
It's like we're in a Black Mirror episode. Huh. Stupid looking truck.
At least it has a roof.
Look how she dressed. This is Black Mirror. She looks like she's in Black Mirror.
It's so good to see you guys. Hey, how are you? Good. Come on in. Hi. Come in. How are you? Hey, good to see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too.
Come on in. Whose car is that out front?
It's mine. I got it as my early 40th birthday present to myself. I don't care if you don't like it.
Did you guys see that car out front?
Yeah.
You think it transforms into a giant asshole or what?
Guys, no, listen. Guys, seriously. there are plenty of YA novels that are every bit as good as adult books. What? To Kill a Mockingbird gave birth to the entire genre.
Harper Lee's a national treasure.
Oh, I love Judy Blume.
Harry Potter. I'd read one of those books every year. I mean, it's kind of all I have time for, but...
You don't work. You have nothing but time.
Whatever. Why don't you go get in your truck and go find Jason Bourne?
Guys, J.K. Rowling's a modern-day Dickens, except better and more successful.
Well, that's true.
You guys, you cannot be serious. YA is not great literature. I mean, it's literally for undeveloped minds.
I could not disagree with you more emphatically. Honey, Catcher in the Rye is essentially YA.
That is a novel about a young person, okay? Not trash about teens in the future with bows and arrows. I mean, why do you need bows and arrows in the future? I don't understand it.
No, I like those Hunger Game movies starring that girl. They're exciting, but you always know they're gonna turn out okay.
Oh my God! Nobody listened to him.
Well, I just think that YA is the most interesting thing happening in fiction today.
You're here.
Yeah, I do.
You don't think that, and for good reason. Your last book was a New York Times notable book. I mean, you're a great writer. You know, like this stuff.
Ethan and I were also talking about the commercial side.
Yes, like Storm. I mean, that is a novel for adults, and like Max, you said this is a flagship property, and you did that without vampires and kids running around mazes or whatever they're doing now.
Well, Storm's dead. We're not gonna sell Storm.
Wait, what?
What? I thought that's why we were talking about YA. I'm sorry, I didn't. Never mind. I didn't.
Okay, after what we put into this one, we don't want it to go wrong. Take the car to the sale, and if another crew comes after it, do everything you can to stop them.
We're gonna sell it. I mean, we were out to dinner, and you announced it, and we all celebrated. We had champagne, and
well, we were almost at a sale of it, right? I mean, we're
talked about selling it, and then everyone read it and decided to not sell it.
So why did you tell me that you sold it?
Well, because I knew you were going to overreact like this. That's why. Because all of you guys have had this expectation. I was born in college when I was 18 years old, and I was going to be some kind of famous Nobel Prize-winning author.
I don't. I mean, I think it's pretty good,
But like a Nobel Prize?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to disappoint the rest of you, all right? But it's not going to happen, all right?
Hello, Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help you?
No longer exists.
Great. The aircraft is waiting for you at our nearest airfield. We trust you'll be happy, sir.
It's fading.
So I'm doing a YA now. That's what I'm going to do.
If you want something funny to write about, a few months ago, Dashiell called one of his classmates at school the C word. Cunt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. What? Excuse me.
Sorry about that. I just thought you told her about Storm.
It's okay.
It seems like something you would tell your wife. You know, that's something you talk about.
I'll refer to them. Okay.
Well.
Yeah. What is so bad about guns?
Well, it's extremely offensive to women.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I would say so.
What can you say anymore? I feel like they've taken everything away.
When they came for retarded, I said nothing. You know? When they came for that's so gay, I said nothing. But it's like, you gotta draw the line somewhere. You know? Like, you can't take away cunt. You can't take away cunt. It's a great fucking word.
Why would you bring that Dashiell thing up? That is not a funny dinner party story. It's not funny.
I can't tell a story about my own son. I don't understand the code here.
No code. I'm ashamed of Dashiell's behavior, and I don't want it to be something that you dine out on, especially around my friends.
See, that's what this is about. Sorry I didn't go to Harvard with you. You get off on acting like you're too good for me whenever you're around, and I think that's bullshit. Telling me to be quiet at my own dinner table? You're all just living in the past. You should let the past go. The present's a pretty cool place to be, dude.
You know what I understand? I don't understand how he even knows that word. Do you use that word? Do you? Do you?
Judge Millicut is a Kid Cudi song. He heard it in my car.
A 4-year-old. He's 4 years old.
It's a catchy song.
He should be listening to Rappy.
He prefers Kid Cudi. You and I both know Rappy sucks.
Did you lie about your book to impress me?
Yes. Yes, I did. I did do that. 100%. Did it work?
Press OK to pause.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about work today. Wish I wasn't working at a hedge fund.
Just got a school jitters, okay? You're gonna be the smartest person.
It's not that. It's evil.
This is huge.
Good morning, guys.
Oh, we're waking up. Oh, we're waking up. Oh, we're just waking up. We're literally just waking up right now. So, hey, look at you. Some early morning yoga, huh?
Yep, 6:30 a.m. plus.
Good for you. That's wonderful. That's good. It's a good way to start the day. Hey, Marianne, I'm going to make some coffee. Do you want some?
Oh, yeah. Give it to me. Oh, give it to me.
sis.
Bye, Marianne.
Bye. Good luck.
Remember, baby, you're not evil.
I'm not evil.
You're not evil.
I'm right now. I don't know what to do.
Opening night is your play. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, me too. Okay, Ethan. I need you to do me a huge favor.
Anything.
I need you to take Anastasia to the recollection club. I'd do it, but I'm the only point person between the YMCA and production.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Here's
Right.
okay, and I'll text you the doctor's information.
Okay. All right. Have a good day, hon. All right. Take care. All right, Anastasia. Time to read Hunger Games Mockingjay.
Why are you FaceTiming me?
You're FaceTiming me?
Ah, damn it.
There's the ball.
Hold on, I'll call you back.
Don't call that. You don't have to call that. No, this is... Hello. Yeah, you really like talking to my face, don't you?
Look, I don't have time to figure this out right now. Just we have to talk about the night.
What? I can't understand you. Your cell phone reception is crappy.
The other night was almost a disaster.
Oh, Jesus Christ, bring it down. Ray, I don't like the phone. Can we please, if we want to talk, we should meet someplace. Oh.
Hello? Hey, got my charger.
Go.
Bye.
Bye, Lisa. Here is the deal with FaceTime. Everybody can see.
That fits us. Yeah, okay. We should meet in person. Just make sure somewhere no one's gonna know us.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Welcome, madam. I'll tell my master you've arrived.
I'm not even here. You said pick a place that was discreet, a place where we would not be recognized.
Fair enough.
It's weird. It's like there's like no internal consistency here. You know, like some of the food here is monster themed, and some of it, what's this? Is it Tex-Mex?
The other night was crazy. And not in a good way.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. You're stupid.
I feel awful. We're bad people.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
I said we. My husband was in the next room. Your wife was downstairs. The children were asleep in their beds.
I know.
What happened to the let's be friends plan?
I don't know what to say. This has been going on for so long. I have no idea what to tell you. I'm not proud. All I know is I can't sleep. Thinking about our kiss.
I will admit it was a good one.
Right?
Hey, is that Ethan Turner?
Hey, man.
I'm Bob Nano. I was a year below you at Harvard.
Oh,
That's
yes.
your house, right?
Yes, all right, yeah.
This is my son Spencer. We're here for his birthday.
Hey, man, happy birthday. Yeah.
You look familiar? You went to Harvard too, didn't you?
Nope.
No, just a friend of mine. Did not go to college. Just went to the School of Hard Knocks.
Great to see you.
All right, yeah, go away.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
See you later. How in the world is that guy younger than me?
That's what you're thinking about right now?
His son has a mustache. Are we old enough to have mustache meat?
You so blasted me out! No! Gotta go!
God, is there anywhere in New York City where we're safe?
I'm glad you're here. Our legal team's had quite a large workload as of late.
Well, from what I read, the new SEC regulations can be quite complex.
They can be. We also deal with our fair share of sexual harassment claims.
Sexual harassment from where?
Within the firm. The culture here at Blackstool is quite masculine. I don't mean to bias you, but it's better that you know sooner rather than later.
Well, I used to work for the ACLU defending neo-Nazis' freedom of speech, so I think I'm going to be okay.
Have you been to Scores?
Scores, the strip club.
Yes.
No, I don't think I have, no.
You will go.
make sure we're on the same page with the new regulations.
It must be Lisa. I thought you should hear this. It's the SEC.
Oh, yeah, I think we are on the same page, you fucking cocksucker!
Sorry. They put it on mute. They really like this joke.
I love this, you guys. Yeah, no, I had my ear to the phone, but I missed it. What you said? What's the last thing you said? Brucey? It's fine.
Lay on me! Come on!
Sorry, I didn't know that they were going to be doing this bit.
Unmute it with your dick. Hey, we actually have a little treat. Lisa Turner is our new in-house counsel. She's here. She's going to say what's up.
Yeah, hello. I look forward to working with you.
I look forward to working with you too, Lisa.
Call the fucking pussy.
What?
Call the fucking pussy.
No.
Yeah, no, you can do it. It's fine.
Mrs. Turner, you can do it.
No, you don't understand. He can't hear you.
Yeah.
You can hear him, but
he can't hear us.
He can't hear
because I pushed the button.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No.
Thank you, no.
All right, whatever. My only question is, how big is your dad's balls? It's dead. Fuck. We gotta get on the same page.
Sorry about that, boss. Fucking page. You're totally right about that.
I'm so sorry about that, Mike.
Mike, did you just yell at something else?
Yeah, we heard a weird thing. Did we talk about my dad's balls?
What was that?
So you went to Harvard.
That's weird. That happened on our end.
Went to Princeton.
Little help? Little help? Just here to talk.
Yeah, totally. Just talking.
I want you against the wall.
You don't have to say it. It's already happening. You're like a sex narrator. Oh, no. John changed the code.
Oh, what? What does that mean? What does it mean that John changes the code?
Well, he changes it sometimes. I make you change it.
Okay, why is it going faster? Huh.
John doesn't know I'm here. If security comes, he'll know. I think the code's on one of these.
Is it this? Is it this right here? Is it this? Is it this guy?
What? That's a placemat. Does that look like a security code? That's a drawing. Tell me.
I wasn't looking for something laminated. I see that it's a castle. She's very good for her age. I can tell what that is. That's right.
What? We'll just leave and we'll say that it was an electron.
Right?
What are you doing?
No, it looks like a break-in.
No, it doesn't. The glass is on the outside. The chair is on the outside. It looks like a breakout.
You should write detective fiction.
It's a security company. We have 3 minutes till we get here.
We gotta go.
Oh, wait, fingerprints. We've got to wipe everything down.
I live here.
Oh, God damn it, you're good.
What are you doing? Why are you stopping? Do you have a menstrual cramp?
It's Lisa. Lisa, it's called.
Don't call her back at a more opportune time.
It'll look suspicious. Yo, no, I know what regulations are. I fucking invented regulations. Fuck the regulations like I fucked his wife. Fuck your regulations like my friend fucked your wife. Like I fucked your wife. Hey, babe! How's your first day at Das Hedge Fund?
Well, you know how I thought it was going to be horrible? It's worse.
That's great!
What?
That's awful! I meant to say that's awful.
It's a really bad place. I'm in bed with some really bad people.
You are not a bad person.
No, I didn't say that I was a bad person. I was saying that...
Neither did I. I said you were not. I'm sorry, I don't know why you get so hung up on this. I'm so sorry. What can I do? How can I make it better?
Well, I mean, you can come into the city and take her for lunch. Be nice to see the face of a decent human being.
Oh, I wish that I could, but I'm still at the vet with Marianne's rabbit.
Oh, it's so nice of you to take care of that. What's that beeping sound?
The beeping? They have Anastasia on a heart monitor.
Jesus, is she going to be okay?
Yeah, I think they're just being cautious.
Okay. Well, I'm going to see you for drinks with Nick for Marianne's play, right?
Oh!
What's happening?
That shit's going down with a pit bull, Rottweiler, Doberman chow mix. I gotta go, honey. This is crazy. No, a dog is eating the cat. It's like straight up cartoon shit.
Ethan.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Bye.
What?
I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Yeah, I'll hold. Mary, I love this guy. This might have even been her best friend.
I'm her best friend.
Okay, good for you. All right, she's still going to be devastated. You're going to have to help me break the news to her.
Are you crazy? We are not supposed to be together. This is on you.
Well, then what am I supposed to do?
Return the body to Marianne and apologize for killing her rabbit. That's what a good person would do.
Or would a good person find an identical rabbit to spare Marianne the hurt and pain?
That's not being good. That's covering your ass. Oh, that's right. You got a C in moral reasoning.
Oh, you know what? I'm covering both of our asses, and that's altruism. You're such a strict Kantian. You know I'm relativistic. If I tell Marianne the truth, it's going to blow up our lives.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Every one of your fixes creates a new problem. You're like a contractor.
And you lash out when you're at fault.
I'm aware.
You're right. You're totally 100% right. We're going to tell Marianne the truth and return Anastasia's body.
You're making me really nervous. What's taking so long?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's hard to dig a hole with your bare hands. I don't have paws.
We gotta go.
Okay, all right. Goodbye. You were a great roommate.
Come on, come on.
It's all right. So, what we're looking for is a rabbit that looks just like that.
Oh, you're looking for a hoto?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
A hotel.
Oh, there we go. Right there. There's the guy. Nailed it. Done.
That's a New Zealand white. The rabbit you showed me looked about 5 pounds. This girl's going to fill out to be 10, maybe 12 pounds.
Is she going to gain 5 pounds in the next 2 to 5 hours? Because if not, I don't care.
No.
But she also doesn't have the black rings around her eyes.
Very good. Hotos have characteristic black rings around their eyes. We have no hotos.
So we take the rabbit back to Marianne's apartment and go straight to the plane.
Yeah.
Are you sure this mascara is okay?
It's fine. That stuff was literally tested on rabbits.
Jesus, Sam.
Well, you've already killed a rabbit. We're kind of past the cruelty-free conversation.
Okay, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
It's fine. It's perfect. Look, Marianne will never know the difference. Just put that thing back in its cage so you don't kill another one.
Are you not concerned about this at all?
Of course I'm concerned. We killed a bunny.
I don't understand. What are we doing? Have you ever cheated on somebody before?
No. Of course not. Have you?
No! Ugh. Okay, what kind of person do you think I am? I don't understand what's going on. What are we doing?
I don't know. It's just... It's lasted for so long. I mean, when we started, it wasn't cheating.
No. Yeah, we were just 2 young kids hooking up. I mean, you're like the second person I was ever with. It's like your vagina's imprinted on my brain. We're good people.
We're such bad people.
Such bad people.
Hey, you can just bail on drinks.
He's a loser anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Screw that guy. Oh, God. This job.
The people that I work with, they're so terrible. They're like evil people. They're evil.
Well, on the bright side, their kids will be fuck-ups like me.
What are you don't be so hard on yourself.
What are you talking about?
No, look, it's not your fault that you have a trust fund, okay?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sort of a victim in this situation, aren't
I wouldn't go that
No,
far.
you're right.
No, listen.
I am a victim.
Listen, if I had a ton of money, I wouldn't do anything different.
Thank you. That's not true. I think you would. Because you're like the type of person that has to have meaning in their life. Ugh.
No, you do too. You just don't realize it because you're too busy sleeping with a rotating harem of beautiful women that are half your age.
Okay. I find the term rotating harem degrading. Okay.
But accurate.
It's more of like a sexual mentorship, for example.
What?
Can we get 2 more scotches, please? Thank you.
Jesus. Hey, can I have one of those?
I corrupted you.
No, I am too old to be corrupted.
Now, let's see about that.
Is that what you're wearing for Marianne's play?
You got a different idea?
Yeah, I might just. I mean, it is opening night.
We do kind of need to be fancy.
Fancy.
Right?
A little early, thank God.
Marianne's play better be good.
A reverse gender production of Streetcar? What could be bad about that?
Wow. What a nightmare of a day. So stressful.
So stressed. My shoulders are like up to my ears. I need a release.
Oh, yeah, I know how you feel. I'm all like tense physically. I feel like I'm gonna explode. Fly, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Stop doing this. Right now. No, shit.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's illegal to have sex in public.
We weren't having sex.
I can see a wee-wee.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Is this public?
Well, I can see it. So, yes.
Officer, are you going to arrest us?
No. I'm going to write you up for public fornication.
Is there any way that we can pay that fee right now?
Nope. It's going to be mailed, and then you can pay it.
Is there a way for you to not mail it?
Can you email us the summons instead?
Nope. It would definitely be mailed.
Okay, all right. And then when would that arrive? Because I'm wondering, I live in a different borough, so how
Now,
would
do you want me to arrest you?
No.
Will that be more convenient for you guys?
No, actually, honestly, mailing's perfect. Perfect.
Now tell me this. Was the matte black extra?
Yeah, it was, but I think it was worth it.
Matt.
Sounds like we hear a long.
Well, we did.
Well, we're here.
All right.
In your face.
We're ready. We're excited.
I like your outfits.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What are you wearing?
It's a dress. It's a night out on the town.
Gotta
so
be
we figured
fancy.
we gotta fancy it.
You're drunk?
It's Monday night.
Says girls. Oh, wow.
Is this the show? The show star?
Is there a silent monologue? Whoa.
Good luck, Marianne.
I don't think you should stay in character. I feel like you do this preparation before you come on stage. Yes.
I don't understand art.
Just a preamble here. Now it starts. It's happening. Now it starts.
Okay, it's happening.
It feels like you would already have that on stage.
I could have started there, yeah.
This is about sisters. This is like Frozen.
Sorry, I'm late. I've been so forever.
Oh, it's okay. I'm fine. Everything's great. It's so nice you take care of that, Lenny.
Were you wearing this morning?
I was not.
Teacher there?
You guys were trying to watch the play?
Teacher. English literature.
You married?
I was.
What happened?
He died.
Tragedy.
Well, you know, that's just
So the guys are girls and the girls are guys.
That's
Yes.
the way of the world. He had the temper.
You shush.
Yeah, you shush.
Wow. If they could just walk normally, they'd be less noticeable.
I hope this part never ends.
Stay away from me. I mean it.
For what?
Uh-oh. Is it middle of the scene? Is it middle of the scene? Down upon your head.
Yeah, let it.
Why did they take so
You wanna lock limbs in the dirt? You wanna play in the dirt, dirty girl?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I feel like typically the rape is implied.
Have you seen guys even rape this?
I have no idea. And I don't know why you'd ask me that question.
I mean, you're a guy.
Shh. Max, stop talking. She can see us. No, she can't see us. There's lights in her eyes. We're in the dark. We're okay. We're cool. Good job. What are you doing? I don't know. She's looking right at me. Say good It's so fun.
You were both excellent in the show. You should be on Broadway.
Oh, thank you. I'm Frank Langella.
I am also Frank Langella.
What about Teal?
Oh.
Hey.
Sam, how'd everything go with Anastasia?
Great. It went great. She's alive and well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, good,
Hey,
good.
Marianne. I just found out we have a half hour to start the set.
Oh, God. Okay, I gotta go. Thanks for coming. See you guys later.
Hey, thank you for saving an otherwise horrible evening.
You are more than welcome, my lady.
Oh, you're the best.
Anytime.
You're the best.
Anytime. I'm here.
Goodbye, you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
I'm gonna jump on that snack table.
Seriously, let's get over there.
Let's go.
What do they got?
1, 3.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, bros.
Super drunk right now.
Oh, I make a beautiful bride.
Yes, as beautiful as our wedding day.
I did not have a very good first day. I did not like Black Soul. So many things.
I'll get it. I'll tell you that. I'm really sorry that I wasn't there for you today.
It's okay. Nick was.
Good. I'm glad.
Marianne's apartment looks a lot bigger than it's been. Never go to sleep. Never sleep.
You're gonna go better.
I love you.
I love you too. Hey, thought you went to bed.
Well, Anastasia's acting really weird.
Weird? Weird how?
No, it's like she's a whole nother bunny. She's acting really lethargic.
The vet gave her Vicodin. Bunny Vicodin. Yep, and he said that might make her drowsy.
Oh, I just haven't done that. I hate Big Pharma.
Horrible.
Thanks so much for taking care of her today.
You're welcome.
You're a really good guy, Ethan. You're the best.
I am not the best.
You're the best.
Literally the worst.
Right.
Good night, Anastasia.
Anastasia.